All right, talent, good morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your captain, your and coffee report for May 30th, 2025. All right, let's just get into what some of the things I've been reading up, because obviously I'm not at training camp or OTAs or whatever you want to call it, kind of a situation right now. All right, so some bad news to start off with. We found out yesterday that Jair Brown had some sort of an ankle procedure. We found that out via Mr. Shanahan. Was not expunged upon as far as how what exactly was done. Just that he had an ankle procedure, and that he will be most likely out until training camp uh, in August. So again, it looks like your starting safeties right now are going to be Jason Pinnock and Richie Grant. At least going through now and mandatory training camp here in a few weeks. So yeah, right now we are starting the season off with who knows at what point we will get our starting safeties back. Maybe that's why we signed 463,226 safeties in the offseason. It all makes sense. They're not just there for special teams purposes. It's because we're going to be missing both of our starting safeties. We know Mustafa is going to be gone for who knows how long, depending on how his healing goes, and then who knows what's going on with this Jair Brown injury. I don't remember if he had an injury last year, as far as that's why his play declined in year two, where we expected him to make another jump. Um, but yeah, so that's that. Also on defense, Nick Martin looked really good. Apparently, both Nick Martin and D Winters both looked good today. So we'll see what happens because those two are kind of going to be battling it out for who plays. Uh, gets to play beside who gets to play besides Fred for most of the year. So it's going to see. Is D Winters finally going to evolve into what we've been hoping he has and showing that he can stay healthy, or is it going to be the rookie Nick Martin coming in and taking the position? Because apparently he looks really good and faster than expected almost, which is awesome to hear. Because we wanted someone who was definitely fast to be able to cover those guys and at least take over that aspect of what Dre did while he was here. Maybe not be the intimidator, enforcer type guy that Dre was, but we need someone with speed out there at linebacker who can cover some of those guys besides just Fred. Over on the offensive side of the ball, we got Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, Ricky is now gone until training camp. I seen somebody said training camp, and then somebody said he'd be back for mandatory training camp in a couple weeks. We'll see, but he is out starting this starting year two, just like he started year one with a hamstring injury. Remember, this is pretty much the same thing that happened last year. He came in, almost was never injured in college, and then just can't fight the injury bug. So we're without that, and of course, that we needed Ricky to step up this year, especially because we don't know when we're getting BA back. More likely, BA is going to start the season on the pup list. Excuse me. So we don't know who's going to be out. Obviously with the Marcus Robinson, we haven't exactly gotten a timetable as far as how long he is going to be suspended for. Is he going to be suspended for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? We don't know yet. So yeah, our wide receiving core is pretty decimated right now when it comes to that aspect of it. We're still going to probably sign someone at some point. And then apparently Russell Gage had some sort of a hand injury. I don't know if it was just like a stinger type thing, but apparently he was holding his hand and stuff like that. So again, more injuries. I mean, it's not even June yet. We're talking about injuries and whatnot, and it's kind of driving us crazy. But let's get on to some other good things. Christian McCaffrey, and I will say this: the way it is worded is kind of odd to me. Is that Kyle Shanahan said that CMC is as healthy as he can be. What exactly does that mean? To me, that's very weird and odd worded. Is that as healthy as someone who's injured can be, as healthy as he's ever been in his life in general? But like I said, the way it was worded, everybody says that he looks good. I'm not going to say everybody. Lots of people said that he looks good. There's also people out there who said it looks like he's lost a step. But we're also talking about guys who are out there running in shorts and helmets and nothing else kind of a situation. So you expect CMC to be going absolutely 100% at OTAs? No. We're running drills here kind of a situation. So again, I found the wording that Shanahan used a bit odd, but I could just be me. It could just be the fact that he's that healthy. He's as healthy as he's been in his career. He's 100% go, and I'm just looking at the wording. So it could just be me. And like I said, I've seen more than less have said that he looks good. We'll see. Again, everything, the guys who look great and terrible right now, it's freaking May 30th. Give it a break a little bit. We'll see what these guys look like. Talk to me in August. Beginning of September, end of August when we got some pads on, we get some preseason games behind us. We'll see how it looks like then. All right, and then we are going to end it on some good news. Yatir Gross Matos was not at practice today, and that's because him and his wife were welcoming a child to the world. So congratulations to the Gross Matos family and with the birth of your guys' child, and everybody wants it to be healthy. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. Haven't heard anything about that, but he was excused from practice today for personal reason, and Fred let us know it's because he's his wife's giving birth. So that's all I got for you today, faithful. Not sure if me and Anshel are doing a show tonight. Anshel's doing some graduation stuff, so we'll see if he's got time with his family. If not, so we'll see how it goes. If not, faithful, go kick Friday's ass. Merry Faithful Friday. Fa fa ta, lover. One love.